your guess is as good as mine. Maybe Srini has an insight.
Yeah,
on this.
Srini, you want to come in? Yeah.
Two things here, three things here. One is, the only once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. You can't go further down. So you can't be looking at at a more embarrassing exit, from a tournament. The way you lose by 10 wickets. Last time you go into a World Cup, you lose by 10 wickets. So you lost to Pakistan. There was this trending tweet on which said 152 versus
Yeah,
one.
the Pakistan Prime Minister told
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So, it's embarrassing enough. So we know it is embarrassing enough. We know we can't go any further down. So the only way is up. Let's be a little poetic on that front. Number two is we are looking at a very natural transition happening. Natural transition is what? Rohit Sharma is not going to play another T20 World Cup. KL Rahul, maybe not by virtue of age, but by virtue of form and performance, is definitely not going to be in a contention unless he goes back to domestic circuit or wherever he goes to and lights the world up on fire once again, and 2 years later makes himself unquestionable his place in the squad, which again only time will tell. That aside, you as if we know Jasprit Bumrah, of course, that's a man we are looking at from an India perspective across all formats. Virat Kohli, he's who he is, the class he is, and then the fitness that he carries. Who knows, he can play another T20 World Cup very easily. He's fitter than some of the youngest players in the squad. So all of this aside, this team is completely undergoing a set of transition. Most 70 R Ashwin is out, so many of them are out. You're not going to see them again. So what exactly does Indian cricket need to do? I'm not saying selectors. I'm not even counting on this bunch of selection committee. Whether they stay, whether they do, I've not seen them doing anything different. I would like to see a change in the selection committee. I would like to come back to BCCI. Now, BCCI, I can personally tell you from the conversations I've generally been having, they're a hurt lot. They go, boss. At the end of the day, your country goes and loses in a manner so badly, doesn't matter आप कितने stone hearted हो, कितने practical हो life में, it's still going to hurt you, and this is hurting them big time. I know of certain individuals who have been so demoralized by what happened that they're kind of, one of the gentlemen I spoke with is like, kya bataye yaar, I don't even want to talk about this. Let me come back. Let me first digest what has happened. Now, are these guys cricket experts? No, they are not. They are administrators. So what does a good administrator do? A good administrator needs to come, sit down, brainstorm, and take a proper advice on how and what kind of a machinery you need to set up in place in order to kind of change this setup and bring a setup that is far more relevant. That is what brings me to the point which I want to make, where selection committee is concerned. The point I've been making here is that T20 cannot be seen from the existing filters that define cricket across formats. T20 is a very different game altogether. So please do not, compare it with any of the other existing formats. It's a format that is based on the simple philosophy that the only thing that drives this format and those who play it as momentum at the given hour. You may have scored 100 runs in a match last month. That will not matter if you are not again going with the same form in your next game that allows you to score those 100 runs once again. Let's dig this into our minds. Form is permanent, class is temporary, because this is a pajama format that you're talking about. Test cricket, class is permanent, form is temporary. Doesn't matter if a Cheteshwar Pujara is not among runs. I will still go into every single test match with Cheteshwar Pujara, knowing that when this guy will take a session, take 2 sessions, take 3 sessions, come in the second innings, but when this guy gets me what I want, he will stand there like a wall for me. That was Rahul Dravid, that's Cheteshwar Pujara, that's every cricket batsman with any bit of class. With T20, it's not class. You can have the greatest of class in you. As classy you are, as much as that, it restricts you to go mad. You want form, you want madness. And I know you want to make a point, but last thing I'll just say, and I'll kind of switch over, is that the traditional form of selection is not going to work in this. You look at what the IPL franchises are doing. Are they sitting with a bunch of selectors? Are they sitting with a selection committee when they are picking a squad of 24, 25 cricketers every year for 3 years? No, they are sitting with serious data crunchers. They're sitting with guys who are eating, chewing numbers 24 by 7, living, breathing them, living them. So you got to have, of course, a guy. I asked Ravi Shastri this question very recently on a public forum, and I asked Ravi, has it come a time where selection committee needs to have? Does it really need to have cricketers who played some other format in some another era? Isn't it too archaic in today's time? So what Ravi said was, no, you can have a cricketer, a former cricketer as a selector, a couple of them, because cricket, so if you've played the game, then you've played the game, right? It's not going out of your system. So you know the know-hows of it. But then have a mix. Have a bunch of former cricketers and have a bunch of serious data crunchers who sit together and drive your T20 aspirations forward.